Body is divisible into preclatelar, clatellar and postclatellar region. Nephridia are the organs of excretion in case of annelids. The digestive system extends from the first segment to the last segment, that is 100th segment. Hello everyone, welcome back to session 5 of this chapter called Structural Organization in Animals. Myself, B. Shobharani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence. Hope you remember in the last session we completed about the study of animal tissues, namely the epithelial tissue, the connective tissue, the muscular tissue and the neural tissue. So what are we going to study in this particular session? I think after seeing this beautiful picture of an earthworm, you would have come to know that yes, we are going to study about the type study of earthworm. You may wonder why earthworm is taken as an example for this type study. Actually, there are three very important animals which are taken for your syllabus for the type study. One is earthworm, second one is cockroach, and the third one is frog. You may wonder there are so many different types of animals, but why only these three are selected for your type study for your syllabus? But because these animals are very, very unique in their structure, in their function, hence they have been selected for their type study. So in today's session, we'll be starting with a very important animal, that is earthworm. And I think each one of us, everyone knows about earthworm, which is definitely a harmless animal. Have you ever seen earthworm biting somebody? No. So such a soft animal is this earthworm. And I think all of us know, particularly earthworm is called as a farmer's friend. Why it is called as a farmer's friend? Because you know it is a burrowing animal which is burrowing itself in the soil, and it breaks down the soil particles, making it loose and making it for good aeration. And also the excreta of earthworm is a very good manure which enriches the soil fertility, and it is also a detrivorous animal where it is going to feed on the dead organic matter that is found in the soil. So it is enriching the soil fertility, hence it is called as what? Farmer's friend. It is called as a friend of a farmer or farmer's friend. And it is helping the farmer in enriching the soil fertility in many ways, as I have discussed. Now let us start with the morphology of this earthworm. What do you mean by morphology? Study of external features. What do you mean by anatomy? Study of internal structure. Morphologically, how? I think all of us would have seen an earthworm. So you can see even in this beautiful picture how this earthworm is. But still, we have to, how this animal is morphologically, how does it appear morphologically? Moving on to the morphological structure of an earthworm. Earthworm has long cylindrical body. I think if you can see, it is having a long and cylindrical body. Long and cylindrical body. And I think all of us know earthworm is a very good example for phylum Annelida. Annelida. So it belongs to a kingdom. It belongs to a kingdom called Invertebrata and phylum Annelida. What do you mean by Annelida? Means what? Annuli, like ring-like structures. Ring-like structures, or what we call it as annuli. That means the body is divided. I think these are the one which exhibit what we call it as, I hope you remember when we started off with the animal kingdom, segmentation is one very important characteristic feature for distinguishing the animals from the other group of animals. So it is one of the very important characteristic feature of animals, that is true segmentation. So each divided segment is called as a metamer. Right. So the process of formation of a metamer is called metamerism. So the whole body is divided into annular rings called metameres or segments. And the phenomenon or the process is called as what? Segmentation. So here the body is divided into more than 100 equal segments called metamer. So how the whole body is divided into how many segments? Here you can see the body is divided into segments like this. So these are called as what? Metameres. These are called as what? Metameres. Metameres means what? In other words, we can also call it as segments. They are called as metameres or segments. And hope if you have closely observed earthworm, you can see a mid-dorsal line. Here you can see the mid-dorsal line like this. So this mid-dorsal line you can see, that is nothing but a blood vessel. So mid-dorsal line, so mid-dorsal dark line indicates the dorsal blood vessel. Right, then the ventral surface is distinguished by the genital opening. So dorsal surface and there is a ventral surface. So on the ventral surface of the body, you can see a small openings. They are called as genital openings. And anterior end of the body consists of mouth with what we call it as prostomium, a very, very important structure of the body. Anyhow, I'm going to show it to you all in the next slide. As I said, it is a burrowing animal. It breaks down the soil particles and burrows. And for cracking down the soil particles, this particular part of the mouth called prostomium is very helpful to the animal. So in this particular session, we are going to study about the type study of earthworm. And earthworm, as you know, it belongs to phylum Annelida and kingdom, that is phylum Invertebrata and subphylum Annelida. And why it is included under Annelida? Because the whole body is divided into annular rings. They are called as metameres. These are the group of animals which exhibit true segmentation, where the body is divided into annular rings are called segments. So earthworm has what? Long cylindrical body, and the body is divided into how many segments? Around 100 equal segments called metameres or segments, and the phenomenon or process is called metamerism or segmentation. And mid-dorsal, there is a dark line. You can see the dark line, and what is that indicating? Blood vessel. And the ventral surface is distinguished by genital openings, and the anterior end consists of mouth and prostomium, which helps in breaking down the soil particles. Here you can see the prostomium. Here you can see the annular. So this is the mid-dorsal line. Mid-dorsal line. Here you can see the mouth with prostomium. Here you can see the prostomium. So this will help in breaking the soil particles. So they break down the soil particles. So here you can see the genital openings, and it is a bisexual animal. So prostomium, what is prostomium then? Prostomium is a lobe which serves as a covering for the mouth and as a wedge, pointed sharp, like how we dig soil or sand, no? So in a similar way, it is helping the animal to dig the soil. So it is helping in digging the soil and to force cracks in the soil, so that the soil particles will be very hard, and it is broken down by this prostomium. So very muscular it is, and it has the capacity to break down the soil particles and then burrow. Then cracks in the soil into which the earthworm may crawl. Earthworm may crawl. So as you know, it is a crawling animal. Crawling or burrowing animal. Burrowing animal. So the first segment is called as what? Peristomium. So here you can see the first segment. This is the first segment. Totally how many segments are there in the body? 100 segments. So the first segment is called as peristomium. So which contain the mouth. So the first one which the mouth begins with prostomium, and the first segment is called as what? Peristomium. So the first segment is called peristomium, which contains the mouth. And in matured worm, segments 14 to 16 are covered by dark band of glandular tissue called clitellum. A very, very important structure found here. It is called as clitellum. Here you can see the clitellum. So what is clitellum? Particularly in matured worm, not in young earthworms. In matured worm, segment 14 and 16, as the total number of segments that the body of an earthworm contains is what? 100. So in that, 14th and 16th are covered by dark band of glandular tissue, and it is called as what? Clitellum. And the body is divisible into pre-clitellar, clitellar and post-clitellar region. So prostomium, as I said, the mouth begins with prostomium, which is a lobe-like structure which serves as a covering for the mouth, and as well as a wedge, that is a pointed sharp organ to force cracks in the soil into which the earthworm may crawl. And the first segment is called as what? Peristomium. Here you can see the peristomium, and which contain the mouth. In matured worm, segments 14 to 16 is covered by a dark band of glandular tissue which is called as clitellum, and body is divisible into pre-clitellar, clitellar and post-clitellar region. Then external apertures. What are the external apertures? 4 pairs of spermatical aperture are found in 5th and 9th segment. So in the 5th and 9th segment, you can come across 4 pairs of spermatical apertures and a female genital aperture on the 14th segment. So on the 14th segment, you can see the female genital aperture and a pair of male genital apertures in the 18th segment. So in the 18th segment, this is in the 14th and this is in the 18th. You can see the male genital aperture. What do you mean by aperture? Opening. As you know, this animal is a bisexual animal, or it is a hermaphrodite. What do you mean by hermaphrodite? Both male and female reproductive structures are found in the same animal. It's found in the same animal. So external aperture, 4 pairs of spermatical aperture that is found on 5th and 9th segment, and a female genital aperture is found on the 14th segment, and a pair of male genital aperture is found in the 18th segment, and numerous nephridial pores are found on the skin of each segment. Nephridia are the organs of excretion in case of annelids, as you have already studied. So the openings, they are called as nephridial pores. So numerous nephridial pores are found on the skin of each segment. And there are a row of S-shaped setae. So you can see the S-shaped setae in each segment except the first segment. Except in the first segment, throughout the body you can see the S-shaped setae, and these are the principal role, and these are the organs of locomotion. Organs of locomotion. Locomotion means for movement. Though it is a burrowing animal, setae help the animal to burrow, and the body is highly muscular. Earthworm body is highly dermomuscular, and that is the reason it is flexible. So it is able to burrow in the soil because the body is highly dermomuscular or flexible. So what is the external aperture? 4 pairs of spermatical aperture are found on 5th and 9th segment of the body, and a female genital aperture is found on the 14th segment, and a pair of male genital aperture is found on the 18th segment. Numerous nephridial pores are found on each segment of the body, and there are a row on both the sides. Here you can see like this row, both the sides of each segment. Except for the first segment, you can see setae, which are the organs of locomotion, and setae have principal role in locomotion. Then that was about the morphological features of earthworm. Now let us study about the anatomical features of the earthworm. So morphology deals with the study of external features of earthworm. So anatomy deals with the study of internal structure of an earthworm. So here if you can see, this is the external feature, and here you can see it is the internal feature. So here let us deal with the anatomical structure of the earthworm. First and foremost, we'll start with the body wall. Here you can see the body wall. Then body wall is externally covered by a thin cellular cuticle. And this cuticle is for what? For protection. for protecting the body, because it is a burrowing animal found in soil, so it needs protection from the soil, and that is made possible by the cuticle. It is a thin layer covering the body. So body wall is externally covered by a thin cellular cuticle which is protective in function, and body wall contains epidermis below the cuticle. So just below the cuticle there is a layer called epidermis, again which is the outermost covering of the body, which acts as what? Like how we have skin. So epidermis forms a layer of protection. So even epidermis provides what? Protection, which is below the cuticle. First comes cuticle, then next comes the epidermis. Then epidermis is made up of single layer of columnar epithelium. As we have already studied in epithelial tissues, particularly simple epithelium forms the lining of internal organs or visceral organs. So here you can see epidermis, which is the outermost layer covering the body of the earthworm, is made up of columnar epithelium. What do you mean by columnar epithelium? They are nothing but a type of epithelial tissue where the cells are column-like, pillar-like and compactly arranged, and the nucleus is found at the base of the stem, at the base of the membrane, almost near the base of the membrane. And here you can see the columnar epithelium with secretory glands. Then below the epidermis there are two layers of muscles, circular and longitudinal. As I said, the muscles here are highly dermomuscular. So moving on to the anatomical features, body wall. Body wall is externally covered by thin cellular cuticle. Body wall contains epidermis below the cuticle. Then epidermis is made up of single layer of columnar epithelium with secretory glands. And below the epidermis there are two layers of muscles, namely circular and longitudinal muscles, which is making the body of earthworm highly dermomuscular. Here you can see the dorsal blood vessels. So this is the anatomical features. Anatomical features of earthworm. Here you can see the nephridia, which is found circular muscle, clitellum. As I said, you can see the thick region called clitellum. Body segments, gizzard, crop, right, mouth, brain, ganglion, ventral blood vessel, reproductive organs, ring muscles, ganglia. So the internal anatomy looks like this. Moving on to the next very important study about the anatomical features of the digestive system. As I said, this animal is a very unique animal, and that is the reason why the study of this animal is considered as a type study. So let us study about the digestive system of this earthworm. Here you can see the picture of the digestive system. Now, let us deal with the study of the digestive system, a very important system of the body of earthworm. Alimentary canal, as we know, like in human beings, even the digestive system in earthworm is also called as alimentary canal, which is a straight tube between first and the last segment. So, the digestive system extends from the first segment to the last segment, that is 100th segment. So, you can find it from 1 to 100th segment, from first to 100th segment. So alimentary canal is a straight tube which extends that is from the first segment of the body to the last segment, and mouth is present in the first segment. So mouth, here you can see mouth is present in the first segment, and as we all know, mouth opens into buccal cavity in between the first to 3 segments. So here you can see the buccal chamber, 1 to 3. This extends as what? Buccal chamber. Then buccal cavity leads into a muscular pharynx in the 4th segment. Here you can see the muscular pharynx in the 4th segment. This is in the 4th segment, and this is in the 3rd segment, and this is in the 1st segment, right? Then you can see the mouth opens into buccal cavity. Then buccal cavity leads into muscular pharynx in the 4th segment. Narrow esophagus at 5 to 7 segments. So here you can see the esophagus between 5 to 6th segment. Then muscular gizzard. What do you mean by gizzard? That is, it's a grinding organ found in the digestive system of earthworm, which does the grinding process. So muscular gizzard in 8 to 9 segments helps in grinding of ingested food. That is, whatever food it has taken. So, as you know, it is a detrivore which feeds on dead organic matter that is found in the soil, may it be the decayed leaves. So, that will be ingested or grinded by this very wonderful part of the digestive system called gizzard. Then stomach extended from 9 to 14 segments. So, here you can see the stomach which is extended from, so this is the gizzard. Then you can see the stomach extended from the 9 to 14 segment, and calciferous glands are found. You know why the calciferous glands are found? As you know, it feeds on humus, the soil, that is the soil particles. So the acidic nature that is found in the soil has to be digested. So that is made possible by this calciferous glands. So calciferous glands present in the stomach neutralize the acidic nature of humic acid present in the humus. So humus means that which has more of humic acid is called as a humus, fertile soil. You know, humus is called as what? Fertile soil. Fertile soil. So digestive system, alimentary canal is a straight tube extending between first and last segment, and mouth is present in the first segment, and mouth opens into the buccal cavity in the first to 3 segment. Then buccal cavity leads into muscular pharynx in the 4th segment here, and narrow esophagus in 5 to 6 segment. Then there is one very important organ called gizzard in 8 to 9th segment. Then stomach extends between 9 to 14th segment, and there are specialized glands called calciferous glands present in the stomach here to neutralize the acidic nature of humic acid that is present in the humus. Then intestine starts from the 15th segment. So here from 15th segment, intestine starts. Intestine starts from the 15th segment and continues till the last. So from 15th to 100th segment. So intestine starts from 15th segment and continues till the last segment. A pair of internal median fold of dorsal wall of intestine called typhlosole between 26 to 35 segments is present. So here you can see 25 to 26. So that is called as typhlosolar intestine. So what is the very importance of, or what is the important function of this typhlosole? Then increases the surface area of absorption. So this typhlosole, which is present between 26 to 35 segments, is very much important for increasing the surface area of absorption. Then intestine opens to the outside by means of anus. Last segment will be anus. So the food of the earthworm is decaying leaves and organic matter mixed with soil. So intestine starts from 15th segment and continues till last segment. A pair of internal median fold of dorsal wall of intestine called typhlosole between 26 to 35 segments. Then typhlosole increases the surface area of absorption. Intestine opens to outside by means of anus. Then the food of the earthworm is decaying leaves and organic matter mixed with soil, that is humus. Hope you have understood the morphology and anatomical features, and particularly in this particular session we have studied about the morphological features of earthworm, how it looks. As we know that it is a segmented worm having around 100 segments, and how it is able to carry on its body functions with this with all the different parts of the body. And also we studied about the digestive system. So in the coming session we'll be dealing with the remaining aspects of earthworm. Till then, goodbye and thank you.